Ai, kia ora tātou e te whānau. Welcome back to our Real Talk series. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou. Kua whiti te rā kei Tāmaki Makaurau e noho ana. So awesome to be here. I'm in Tāmaki Makaurau, the sun is shining, and I'm here with my beautiful guest today, which is the awesome By Māori Made founder, Michelle Baker. Kia ora, kare.
Kia ora Rachel, kia ora e te iwi.
Ai rā. Pewhi ana tō mirumuru.
Pai tapu mirumuru i tēnei rā. He rā a tāhua ki konei ki kirikiri roa. He pai. He ahua pai i roto i te whare. Pai.
Awesome. Rawe. So I just asked Michelle how her bubble was for those who are here. And kia ora tāpere, she's watching us at the moment. And I'm sure as people join, we can answer some good pātai. So, we're here today because I have been welcoming our wahine Māori who are doing some amazing mahi out in our communities. And a mihi to all of our iwi who are doing amazing mahi across the motu to keep our people safe, to keep our people well, and to really lift the mauri of our tangata whenua and all of our communities around. So, first and foremost is just to mihi to everyone there. Have you noticed that as well, Michelle?
Absolutely. I think I saw on Te Ao Māori News my husband's pa, wāhi pa, delivering their packs. I know that's going on back home into Tairāwhiti as well. So I think it's awesome that our iwi, they've really taken it from that health perspective, that protection stuff. And so, no, I'm proud of our iwi and proud of Aotearoa, actually, level 2 coming up. So looking forward to expanding my miru and going to visit my mama.
Beautiful. So, ko Rachel Petro o tōku ingoa, aroha mai, ko waikato te iwi, ko waikato te awa. So my name is Rachel Petro. I'm the founder of Rise 2025 for those who haven't been here before. And my role really is just to amplify the messages of our wahine Māori, of our Indigenous wahine through this platform. That's what I'm here to do. So I'm going to ask Michelle just to introduce herself in the way that we do as Māori. Kia ora e hoa.
Kia ora koutou. I te taha o tōku pāpā, ko Hukirangi te maunga, ko Waiaputi Awa, ko Ngāti Parau te iwi. I te taha o tōku māma, ko Puketapu te maunga, ko Te Arai te Awa, ko Rongo Whakaata te iwi. Nō reira, he uri tēnei no te Tairāwhiti, e tipu ana au ki te Tairāwhiti, engari kei kirikiri roa e noho ana i tēnei wā. So, born and bred in the Tairāwhiti. I've been in the Waikato now I came here in 95 to do my studies and have been there since. So I'm married to Maharaia Paki from Waihi Pa, and I've got 3 beautiful tamariki, Lucas who's 21, Tegan 17, and my little girl Arehuia who's 7.
Oh, and how has the miru been during lockdown, level 4 and level 3?
Yes, I think week 1 was a bit just kind of taking it all in. We had no routine whatsoever. It was just kind of getting used to the environment and setting myself up to be able to do my mahi from home. Week 2, we got a little bit more of a routine happening. And then I think by week 3, the homeschooling stuff started to kick in. So to be honest, it was a bit of a challenge in terms of making sure my girl, got all her mahi and doing what she needed to do, as well as finding that time and space to do my mahi. But I think by week 4, we'd kind of worked out the routine. So the other thing I think for me that I just wanted to share about is during the 4 weeks at home, that was a really good opportunity for me to do some work on myself. And I have to talk about this because basically this little process I went through is what enabled me to get the kaha and the confidence to boost By Māori Made. And that was really just working on that negative self-talk, the lies I was telling myself about myself, and that makes sense, and letting stuff go that wasn't serving me well. And then putting this kaupapa out to the universe, and wow, isn't it amazing what happens when you put your intent out there and then, well, next minute, this By Māori Made kaupapa just, has really taken off.
Wow. And thank you for mentioning, the work that you've done on yourself, because I think this is part of our journey as wahine Māori. Our journey to self-determining our futures is about doing that ourselves.
I think I shared on a live with Tuihana the other night this thing about manaaki, which is such a big thing for us as Māori wahine. You get your mana from looking after people. And so it's such a natural thing for us to go, yes, I can offer you, I can help you. And I think sometimes we can overcommit. And, it's about putting some boundaries in space and making sure that what's important to you is looked after first and foremost. And before you start giving too much of yourself out to the world.
You're singing my tune there, Hoa. It's exactly what Rise 2025 was set up to do. So, we're working with Indigenous women only here in Aotearoa, but abroad in Samoa and Chile and Canada.
Wow. How inspiring, Rachel. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, it's
one tip too, I would say one of the biggest things is learning how to use the word no.
And no is a full sentence, as Oprah said.
Yeah. So, just about holding your space, putting some boundaries in, and making sure those important things that are meaningful to you are taken care of. And that's, I guess, the space I'm in at the moment, My whare as well, my family as well, my daughter's well cared for. So there's nothing stopping me from actually doing my thing.
Yeah. So let's talk about doing your thing at the moment. So, you spent the lockdown level 4, level 3 of doing your own internal work on yourself, setting some, really putting your intent out into the universe. And look what happened. So what
happened?
Yeah. When did you launch?
So I guess I have to take it back one step slightly. So I always had the Go Māori platform. So basically, I think last year, I created the Go Māori platform. So we have the website, which is where the online Māori business directory sits.
Yes.
And we also have set up and established an e-commerce store in there for Māori to be able to set themselves up as vendors. And then we had the Go Māori Facebook page, and the intent for that was to promote Māori business, share resources, basically uplift our Māori SMEs. So that was sitting there, and then I noticed this New Zealand made products page pop up, and I was a member of that page, and I thought, wow, there's some pretty cool stuff on there. And then people started talking about, well, where's the Māori one? And in my head, I'm like, well, that's what I'm trying to do with Go Māori. So I quickly realised there's an opportunity here to not only awhi the businesses, but perhaps highlight my mahi and the message I'm trying to give about Māori businesses. So we quickly established the Facebook group. I think 300 followers in the first couple of days, and I think we're just over 18,000 followers today, and this is about 9 days. So pretty phenomenal growth. I was saying some of the outcomes, so I knew it was going to be good, but even I didn't anticipate some of the outcomes that we're seeing on the page. So we're talking about whakapapa connections happening. There's transmission of mātauranga Māori. There's businesses selling out of product. There's forward bookings. There's new likes on pages. So it's amazing. It's a little bit overwhelming, but I think with the network I have, people like yourself, there's an opportunity now to wrap around these businesses right now and strengthen them, get them to market, and that's kind of the I guess the next step for us as with the By Māori Made kaupapa.
Yes, beautiful. And so let's talk about sort of the growth and now heading towards 20,000, in a very short time. How are you managing your time, as the founder, as a person that's got to keep it going? How are you managing your time?
So I'm actually really lucky. I have got a little team around me. So I've got a tech guy that helps me so he helps me run the campaigns behind Buy Māori Made and those things. I did have a friend, Tanya David, doing some work for me, but she's just a little bit busy having a baby any minute now.
Kia ora, Tanya.
And then I've got 2 young directors. So these were 2 young stars I guess hunted down after they finished university, Wayne Mako and Geordie Messera. And so they're helping me. We're in this phase where we're setting up systems to make it a little bit easier to manage the page. The best use of my time is actually engaging with the businesses through the page and getting them to think about, have you considered contactless payment, setting yourself up online. So I like to do, the businesses understand their strategy and look at ways that we can support them. So that's been, I was a little bit stressed out, to be honest, last week, thinking, oh my God, this has gone so big, but, take a breath.
Yeah.
Not putting too much pressure on myself to, have it all sorted after week 1.
Yeah.
As I said, the original intention was to uppy our businesses, but it's pretty obvious to me now that there's so much more potential with the site. And so, yeah.
So much more. And you know what, the feeling that I get, Michelle, when I go on your page, I get the sense of real pride of our whakapapa, pride of where we come from, pride of our talents, and being able to do that in that space and say, hey, this is me, this is what I do.
And I feel a big sense of responsibility with that, because now that I've set up this platform, I need to do what I can to protect especially our artists that are on the page. So I'm very, very mindful of that. And I guess that's when the planning kicks in, the reaching out to my networks. So I'll just, if you don't mind me talking quickly about one thread,
of course,
there were a few posts around cultural misappropriation and the risks that our businesses have in posting their images, etc., on the page. So, we're looking into automated watermarks and things like that. But I guess generally our strategy is, if you can spend a lot of money, resource and energy chasing these guys down. These guys have got endless buckets of money to take you through the court and the legal system. Or we can whakanuia ourselves, get on with our own kaupapa and say, hey, educate the consumer and say, if you want authentic Māori product, well, here's one place to start.
Yes.
And so one of I think the first few days I only had one tikanga on my page, and that was to begin your post with your pepeha and your mihi. And I think that has really resonated with our people. So it's the hononga, it's connection, and I think people are really gravitating to that.
Yes, I see that. I see the beautiful pepeha and the connections that other people make to pepeha, because that's what it's about.
Absolutely. I've found about 3 long lost cousins in there that I didn't realise that I had. Another thing too, Rachel, so I've got a lot of whānau over in Australia, and I've asked them to, hunt down where's our Māori-owned businesses over there, and probably the world, And so in terms of where this takes this waka goes, wow, pretty excited.
I'm excited for you and for all Māori, and actually for the world to have access in a safe way to, just
our awesomeness and our talent, eh?
Awesomeness. My friend Henny Moore actually said to me yesterday that her mum spends hours on your page looking at all of the beautiful, talented talent.
No, I thought I knew most of these businesses, but every time I go on the page, I'm gobsmacked. It's like, wow. And what I also realised is for the majority of these businesses, there's this real creative element to it, eh? Like whether it's pepe clothing or whakairo or whatever, there's this real creative element to it, and it's just stunning. And so that whakapapa, that hononga. Another thing we're looking at doing, Rach, is so we want to keep this page authentically Māori as possible. So, yep, with mihi pepeha. I've reached out to a couple of tohunga in our rohi. We're looking at having an online blessing for our rōpū. So, hey, if we were kanohi ki te kanohi, those things would be happening. So we're just working on that. And then rather having rules to the page like most other pages have, we're actually drawing on our own tikanga. So we've got tikanga, don't we, that basically drives the way we behave, how we engage with each other. So without, reinventing the wheel, after our karakia, we'll be rolling out our new tikanga for our page. We'll be having a kōrero with a couple of tohunga about what is a Māori business, because that's something I get hammered with a lot.
Yeah.
So those are the sorts of things that I think will keep us safe and will keep our kaupapa as authentically Māori as possible.
I love it. And isn't it interesting how through this process of COVID-19, we find a different way to connect through online and still maintain our whakapapa, the hononga, the tikanga, the kawa in a very virtual way. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely. So, I do my research. I look at other pages and see how they're going. And, generally speaking, the people that have joined our page, I believe they're there for the kaupapa, because I haven't had to remove many people or take nasty comments. It's all, everything's in aroha. And so, that's when you know something's right, eh? You're doing things with tika, pono and aroha. And so that's really important to us. And it's obviously important to the people joining our page too. It's neat to see. Even a lot of our kuia who aren't as tech savvy, I think, are enjoying the page. I think a lot of them are just kind of scrolling through going, wow. I've had friends messaging me saying their credit cards have had a bit of a thrashing. And we're all justifying it by saying, well, I haven't bought lunch or coffee for 4 weeks. So.
Exactly. Saving a lot of money, whānau, and spending it wisely. So Michelle, I just want to talk about the consumer. So the people who are consuming goods. And so I was just reflecting before we came on around some of the data around the shift of mindset around how we buy, and especially for our rangatahi, our socially conscious rangatahi millennials who want to buy authentically. They want to know where it's sourced from. All of that goodness. Is that something that you're thinking about on your page?
Absolutely. So I've got a lot of ideas around that. But going back to your point about our rangatahi, how awesome are they, eh? It just makes you a little bit excited about the future, and that they're thinking about this balance of all these things when they're out there in the world. So yes, I too have seen some data come through around this increase in, I guess, conscious consumerism. So more people are wanting to make conscious decisions about where they spend their money. And I think if people can spend their money, get a quality product, but also be contributing to a bigger kaupapa, I think you're going to see more of that happening. And that fits right in with us as Māori businesses, because more often than not, we want to make some money, but our success is employing our own whānau. Our some of the things we measure our success by may be a little bit different from the Western world.
Yes.
So I think that trend is something that will be beneficial for us, and we need to be able to leverage off that really quickly. And that's about getting our businesses online. You mentioned something else in there about the environmental side of things. And so, Rachel, if we get enough businesses in here, we could be negotiating packaging deals, because I'm right into the bio packaging, and all my friends, they keep an eye on that space. So, collectivity of supply to negotiate and reduce costs for businesses.
Yeah.
As I say, the mind boggles really at the opportunities that we set up now that we have this platform and our businesses are there. And what I'd like to see is, basically, let's wrap this big korowai around these guys now and upfeed them where we can. And people already are. It's awesome that people are shopping. I've got some people putting posts up now of their products arriving. Oh, it's so exciting.
Yeah, I've seen those as well. So from the, from the initial interest to the actual purchase to the actual delivery, so that you're now starting to see, and the thing that I keep thinking about, Michelle, is supply chain.
Yes.
So, how can we as
even with our artists, there's opportunities for that, Rachel. So in Waikato alone, I think I counted, at least a dozen artists the other day. A lot of them are doing canvas prints. So rather than all sending their prints off to different printers, can we support a Māori business, or is there enough scale for you guys to collectively buy that printer now? So that's where what I was saying before about when my time is best is looking at those sort of things that reduce cost for businesses, make things more efficient, and just makes that whole process of purchasing and getting the product to the customer a little bit easier.
Yeah. So what I love is the education of our consumers, whether they're Māori, whether they're non-Māori. It's that education around, if you're going to buy authentically Māori from, from your platform or any others,
any others. Yeah, there's others out there for sure.
Yeah. What to think about.
Yeah, and I think too, Rachel, I always had in my mind that a lot of our Māori businesses actually market mainly to Māori. And so there's this whole other world out there, and I'm looking at our products going, the world needs to be seeing this stuff. Let's not limit ourselves to a Māori market or a New Zealand market. But if we can grow together and launch together, then we'll be stronger if we, do that together.
Yeah, and so we're heading out of level 3 soon, and many. And we're heading, but however, our borders are still closed. So I see a opportunity for the online market to grow, because we won't have the ability to physically go. We might have gone and gone to China or Europe or wherever we were going to source things. How does that impact us here in New Zealand, do you think?
Yeah, so I think you've got to have all options available to yourself when you're in business. So you're always analysing risk and looking at for your different revenue streams. So I think the online thing always needs to be a backstop option. Who knows when the next COVID's going to hit us, or who knows that we won't be back in level 4 in a few months' time. So I think you've got to set that up and always have that up as an option. In terms of the face-to-face stuff, what I see from the page is people realising the businesses that are around them. So up north, people are saying, oh, gee, I didn't know that Kari was down the road doing that and this person's here doing that. So I did put up a post around, well, what would it look like if we had little regional road shows of these businesses? And I've been doing a bit of thinking about level 2, level 1 events, what that would look like. So there's opportunities, but I guess in the current environment, definitely need to be online.
Great. And so if you think about, it's like you're like me, the mind boggles about how big. And I suppose the bit that came up for me as your platform started to grow, I thought, why didn't we do this earlier?
Yes, so I guess that's why I established Go Māori, because I realized like everyone was doing things at a regional level, which is cool, but there wasn't this umbrella kind of sitting over the top. So I know that they tried to do the toi iho mark for our artists as a bit of a brand. So I think people got distracted with the brand conversation as opposed to, hey, let's just see who's out there. And I guess that's the door that I've opened with the page that I've set up. But no, I'm not sure why. I thought for a long time there was a gap there, and I sat on it for too long. I probably had thought of this maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as the business journey goes, you know, the first quote I got to build the Go Māori website, 50K. So that was my first, like, oh. So it's been a long journey, and I just feel that now's my time. Now's our time. And look at these businesses; they're shining already. And I know there's heaps more out there. There's friends with businesses. I'm waiting to see them pop up onto the page.
Awesome.
I think there's been some themes come through around too. A lot of our businesses are still whakama. And so I get a lot of posts saying, oh, am I all right to post it here? So this page is not restricted to only artists or, you know, we're talking Māori musicians. There's a company, building company that looks like they've got a few jobs out of it. So the net can be cast really, really widely. And then as they come in, we can start to categorise. And I think the other thing too, Rachel, and you'll know about this really well up in your space, the social procurement stuff. So with councils and government looking to procure services from Indigenous businesses, and I know the Southern Initiative, Tanya and her they're doing some amazing mahi. I'm hoping they're coming to the Waikato soon. But the opportunities in social procurement, again, this is a platform that can start to group those businesses, build their capacity to get bigger tenders and create more employment for our people. So when you're talking Māori economy stuff, I think, it's happening in front of my eyes now. There's jobs that have been secured through the page. The company posted up, you know, we've got jobs available now.
Wow.
And the company had, I think at Manaki, they had 100 or 1,000 free websites to give away. So I know our people are taking up those opportunities. I've had a few people wanting to do research and use the page as a way to conduct some research for Māori businesses. So I have to be really careful about how I manage this space. First and foremost, it is a space for our businesses to promote their products and services. So I want to hold to that.
And I just love how your korowai, you know, your words, your korowai around anyone that comes through your space. You know, you're creating that.
We have to remember they're all at different stages of their business journey. So some are just starting out and they're really just putting the flag up to say, hey, I'm here, look at, this is what I'm producing. And then they're getting all this love and hopefully a bit more confidence to keep doing what they're doing. Some are a little bit more advanced, and you can tell by the posts and the professionalism of their images. And so there is a bit of a taumata, you know, you've got I call them the tuakanas of the Māori SME world, but, you know, the likes of Nicola Tikiri. We've got a lot of fashion designers who've been in the space for a while. So those are our tuakana, and there is a taumata there. And so how do we lift us all to reach that taumata and then global domination?
Yes. Bring it on. And so for our wahine specifically, what would you like to share with them? What would you like to leave with them if they are, you know, thinking about business, if they're thinking about online, what tohu, what koha would you like to leave with them, Michelle?
Yeah, okay, Rachel. So I think I would just challenge you to ask yourself what's stopping you. You know, I just think our wahine are really leading out in some awesome spaces. It's good to see. I think I've created a platform now that hopefully wahine Māori that are considering business ideas would feel safe to present themselves into. But I think that, I love working with our wahine in business because they're so balanced in their whakaaro and they're thinking about environment, whānau, etc. But I would just say, you know, I believe in you, and you owe it to yourself to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And if that's about being in business and doing that, you know, I'm here to support you. I know there's people like yourself out there as well. You know, just get rid of that self-doubt, that negative self-talk, let go of that stuff that doesn't serve you, put your intent out to the universe and watch out, ladies. It will happen. It will happen for you. It's happened for me.
Yeah, it has happened for you, and you are a great example and a role model for, you know, just saying that it's possible. You know, there is so much more for us.
Absolutely. And I think you know, for a lot of our businesses, they've got supportive whānau around them. That's a big part of it. You know, reach out to your whānau and friends if you need to initially to get that confidence in yourself. Don't be afraid to reach out to organisations for support and help. That's what they're paid for.
Yes.
And yeah, there's I think too, I would say there's many tools out there, and that can sometimes be a bit overwhelming. But I just want to go back to our earlier discussion. If you're not, the first thing, what you do, Rachel, with the coaching, you've got to work on yourself first, because it can be tough. You've got to be prepared for knockbacks. You've got to be prepared for no's. And if you're not, if you haven't got kaha in yourself and you're not in that good place yourself, then you will struggle. But yeah, I'm here to help. I know you're here to help our wahine Māori, and yeah, I'd love to hear from any wahine out there that haven't posted on the page yet. Still
Good.
You can never have enough Māori dresses in your wardrobe, eh, Rachel?
No, I'm looking at
earrings.
And thinking, oh, I need to purchase some new ones. Maybe something for my mum for Mother's Day even.
Oh, there's some beautiful tāniko work on there. I mean, geez, the detail and the time it must take some of these wahine in their mahi is just amazing.
Yeah. So, you know, I just would like to mihi to you, Ehua. We've known each other for a little while now, and, you know, I've seen you grow in your TPK role and your MB role with, you know, the PGF, and now seeing you do this, you know, I just want to say congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. It's you. People like yourself inspire me. I want to say that too. And it gives me the confidence to keep going.
Yeah, and as Michelle said, we are here to tautoko wahine Māori, Indigenous women, and we've got an exciting new program starting next Friday, which we'll share through this next Friday. So watch out. We'll do a live stream about that. And that is bringing that coaching and that mentoring for wahine Māori and Pacific here in Aotearoa with an e-commerce platform as well. So you get both. And we're encouraging wahine at the moment, go to Buy Māori Made, get yourself up, sorted, talk to your pepeha, talk to who you are, you know, and just really take that first step. That would be my encouragement to anyone who's watching here. Take that first step. And I will use my mother as an example. She makes the most amazing Black Doris jam from Orere, and every season she puts it up and it sells out like that. And so she's even setting up her own online.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So if my mum can do it, she's about to turn, or she just turned 67, you know, it's there for everyone. And online does not discriminate on age, on gender. You know, that's the beauty of, there's very low entry to actually entering into an online space. And that includes starting with posting your stuff on Buy Māori Made. That's online. So one step at a time, wahine ma, 1 millimeter at a time. Yeah. So I just want to say a happy Mother's Day to you, Ehua.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if my whare remembers it's Mother's Day tomorrow, to be honest.
And to all the
mamas and reminders this afternoon.
Yeah, and all the mamas out there, have an amazing day with your whānau. And anything last you'd like to say, Michelle, before we sign off?
No, just a big mihi to you, Rachel, and to everybody out there that's liked the page, encouraging our businesses. Thank you so much. It's the businesses on the page that is giving the page the mana that it is having now. So thank you, everybody. Kia ora, and happy Mother's Day to you all as well.
Yes, and if you stay with me, Michelle, we'll have a kōrero after this. Ka kite, everyone. Kia pai tōra. Bye.